Alright everyone, this is Zero Budget Geek and welcome to Dead of Winter. Today I am going to be trying a solo variant to this game created by a board game geek user named Zen, and I'll have a link down in the description box if you want to see the rules and the write-up for this solo variant. So let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so the setup for this game is pretty similar to the regular setup for a regular game. You have your colony board there, you have the set of crisis cards, you have the main objective over here, and you have all the locations with their location decks. For this solo variant, you're going to choose one of the regular objectives, but then you're going to flip it to its hardcore side. So right now we are playing the we need more samples scenario, and our morale starts at 6, round track starts at 5, and we will add 3 zombies to all non-colony locations, which I already have done. And then every time a zombie is killed, we're going to roll a die. If we roll a 4 or better, we will get a zombie token that we will track with these. And we're going to do it as if it was a 2-player game, so we need to collect 8 zombie tokens in order to succeed with the main objective. This solo variant starts us off with 7 cards in our hand, and they are predetermined. So we start off with 3 food, 2 fuel, 1 medicine, and 1 junk. This variant also has us draw 6 random character cards, but we're going to choose 4 of them to play this game. We will also start off with 2 dice for the player and then 1 additional die for each character that we have. So we're going to have 6 dice to play this game. For our leader, we have Olivia Brown, the doctor, and she has the ability that she can use anywhere. Once per round, you may remove any type of wound token from a survivor that shares a location with Olivia. Olivia may use this ability on herself. We also have Mike Cho, the ninja. His ability that can be used anywhere is when performing an attack with Mike, do not roll for exposure. Joining us is Brandon Kane, the janitor. He has a special ability that can only be used at the colony. Once per round, you may remove 5 cards instead of 3 from the waste pile when taking the clean waste action. And finally, we have Ashley Ross, the construction worker. Her ability that she can use anywhere is once per round, you may perform a barricade action without using an action die. We also have a not-so-secret objective. We must build a zombie-killing robot. We will win the game if the following is true. The main objective has been completed, and we have at least 1 weapon and 2 equipment cards in our hand. Now, guys, I want you to go down into the description box and let me know what you think we should be naming our zombie-killing robot if we succeed. Unfortunately, we will not be using the Crossroads cards in this solo variant, as there isn't a really fair way to resolve them properly. We have our 4 characters set up in the colony, and we're ready to begin. We need more samples. January 25th. As if the colony needed to smell even worse. Now we're storing corpses in the sheds where we once kept our plentiful food stores. God, what I wouldn't give to taste a carrot again. You know who has on her bossy boots once more. I didn't like doctors before the world ended, and I don't like them now. She says studying the bodies might help her identify how to stop the plague. Yeah, right. Better to spend time figuring out the quickest, cheapest way to commit suicide. But whatever. Everyone else is excited to help, and maybe that's the real value of this little project. All this research will do is tell us what we already know. The dead come back and try to eat you. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Still, if Her Royal Highness does come up with a cure, I'd better be the first in line to get it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do to start off the game is review the crisis for this round. And it is a hailstorm is coming. So we're going to need equipment cards equal to the number of non-exiled players. For the solo variant, we consider as if there's 2 players. So we're going to need 2 equipment cards to contribute to this crisis. If we fail, each non-exiled player must roll a die. If they roll a 4 or less, they must place 1 frostbite wound on 1 survivor they control. Remove all barricades from all locations. Next, we will roll our action dice for the round. And there we go. We already have one equipment card in our hand, so we really only need one more to resolve the current crisis. The icons in the upper right hand corners of the location cards tell us the likelihood of finding those types of items from left to right. So in the grocery store and the school, most likely to find food, but I think we're going to go to the grocery store because, as you can see, the school and all the other locations have 5 different icons, whereas the grocery store there's only 4 icons. So, and we want to find an equipment, so I think going here will give us a better likelihood of finding an equipment card. I think I'm going to send Ashley Ross to the grocery store because she's good at fighting and she can set up barricades, but I don't want to risk her moving yet. Every time you move, you risk exposure, so we're going to use a fuel card in order to let her travel safely. The fuel card goes to the waste pile, and we'll move Ashley to the grocery store. I will use Ashley's special ability to set up barricades without spending an action die. Ashley has a search skill of 5, so we'll use this 5 die to perform a search action. When you perform a search, you may look at and keep one card. So let's take a look at the top card here at the grocery store. That is a medicine card, which is not bad, but it is a medicine type, and we're looking for the equipment type. So what we're going to do is we can make noise. We're going to add a noise token here, and noise tokens make it more likely the zombies will show up later, and this will allow us to look at an additional card, but we can still only keep one. So we have another medicine card, so the choice is obvious. We could make more noise and search further, but I don't want to make any more noise than that, so we'll keep one medicine card, and then the one that we don't keep goes to the bottom of that location deck. Because the location that Ashley is at has a lot of zombies, her fight is 2, so we're going to spend a 2-point die here to battle one of the zombies. When you fight a zombie, you always automatically defeat it and remove it from the board. However, you do have to roll the exposure dice. So let's roll that right now and see what happens. She has received a wound. We will place a wound on Ashley. If a character ever receives 3 wounds, they are killed. In this specific scenario, every time we kill a zombie, we must roll one of these 6-sided dice. If we get a 4 or greater, we will get a zombie token that will count towards the scenario goal. So let's roll this die. And we got a 6. We will add the token here. Remember, we need 8 of them in order to complete the main objective. I think I want to get some weapon cards for our characters. That will really help us survive all these zombies. And the police station is pretty much the best place to get weapons. So we're going to send our ninja over there. I don't want to risk losing our ninja, so we're going to use another fuel card that goes to waste pile. And we're going to move our ninja, Mike Cho, over to the police station. Mike Cho also has a relatively high search number, so we're going to use one of these 6s to perform a search at the police station. Mike searches at the police station and finds a Tika T3 tactical rifle. Once per round, you may kill 1 zombie at any location. Do not roll for exposure. This is not an attack. It does not cost you an action die. That is really awesome. I am not going to make any more noise. I am going to keep that. Now, when you draw a weapon card like that or equipment card, even though it was found by one specific character, you can equip it to any character that you want. In this particular case, I think actually we're going to equip it to Mike himself, and we're actually going to use it this round. So we're going to use that sniper rifle to basically take out one of these zombies here, and it's dead. And per the scenario rules, every time we kill a zombie, we get to roll a 6-sided die. So let's see what we get. We need a 4 or better to get a token. We got a 6 again. We get to add a zombie token to our count here. Now we need 6 more. I'm going to go ahead and have Mike search again using one of these 6s. Okay, so we search and we reveal a junk card, which isn't great, but it is an equipment card, so that will help us complete the crisis. So the two equipment cards that we have, which are both junk, we're actually going to go ahead and contribute them now to the crisis. Since there aren't as many zombies as before, I think I'm going to take this time to search again with Mike at the police station. So we'll use that 6 to search. Alright, Mike searches and we find 2 outsiders cards. So this is an event card. We can play this when we want, and this will add the top card of the survivor deck to your following and place their matching standee at the colony, and one helpless survivor token to the colony. So actually that's good. So we're gonna go ahead and draw the top one here, and we got Talia Jones, the fortune teller. She has an attack of 3 and a search of 1. That's actually good. Her ability is anywhere. Once per round, you may look at the top 2 cards of the crisis deck and place them back in any order. Then you may say exactly 2 words to all players about the crisis cards. Nothing more. So we will add Talia to the colony, and she comes along with a helpless survivor token. So that helpless survivor really doesn't do anything else, but it eats food. And now we got to be careful, because now later on we got to feed the colony, and we have to spend 1 food per 2 characters that are there. Because of that, I'm going to spend 2 of those food cards that we have now, and we'll add 2 food tokens to our food supply. So at least now we have enough food to feed everybody that we have currently in the colony. Because now I have Talia, I'm going to go ahead and use her special ability to look at the top 2 cards of the crisis deck, and then we can put them back in any order. So we'll move this hailstorm over here temporarily, and we'll look at the top 2 cards. So there's an overpopulation and a despair. We need medicine and food. So I think I'm going to put the food on top, because we actually have 2 food cards, or 2 medicine cards rather. The one with medicine I'm going to put on top. We have 2 medicine cards already, so we'll adjust the order and put them back on. And we'll put this hailstorm back on there. Since Talia has a search of 1 and we have 1 die left that's a 1, I want to take advantage of that. So I think I'm going to risk moving Talia right now. We're going to send Talia to the school, but she must roll the exposure die. So let's see what happens. Nothing happens. It's a blank. That's good luck. Okay, so she searches at the location, and we get, we find 2 more outsiders. Do we want to play that? If we play this, we'll have more mouths to feed, but I think we have 1, 2, yeah, I think we have enough food for them. So we're going to go ahead and play this card. Alright, let's see who we get. We got Sophie Robinson, the pilot. Once per round, you may look at the top card of a single location item deck. After you have looked at the card, place it back on top of that item deck. That is actually very useful. So we're going to add Sophie to the colony, plus another helpless survivor. So now we need 1 food for every 2 survivors here. So we need 1, 2, and we actually need 3, because you always round up in this game. So we only have 2 food, so we're gonna need 1 more. I do still have a food card left in my hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and play that to add another food token there. So now we have all the food that we need. But this food that we spent, the card goes into the waste pile. Now the reason I want to get these other characters, even though it's going to cost us food to have all these characters, we will have more dice in future rounds, by having more characters. So this will help us do more things as we run out of time. Now we're out of dice, so we have no more dice actions that we can use, but Sophie Robinson does have a free ability that we can look at the top card of any location deck for free. So let's go ahead and do that now. Since Ashley has a terrible search rating, we're going to go ahead and search her deck so we know if it's worth searching there or not. So we use Sophie's ability to look at the top card. It is a food card, so we'll probably want to get that. We'll see how the next turn pans out. Now I could lower our food cost by moving somebody out of the colony, and then it'll be even 4, and we'll only spend 2 food. But I don't want to risk moving anybody right now, so we're gonna go into the colony phase. The first step is we have to pay food. 1 food for every 2 colonists, rounded up. We have 5, so we have to spend all 3 food tokens here. Next in the colony phase is checking the waste pile. So if there are 10 or more cards in here, for every 10 cards in here, we will lose 1 morale. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in here. So we're okay. Next, we resolve the crisis. We need 2 equipment cards, which we have here. So we will discard these and get rid of this crisis. We'll just throw it to the bottom here. Now we are at the add zombies phase. So at the colony, we add 1 zombie for every 2 colonists that are there, rounded up. So because we have 5, we're going to add 3 zombies. So we're going to add 1 to location 1, 1 to location 2, and 1 to location 3. So you always add them evenly. So the next time that we add, we'll add at 1, then 2, then 3. If you're ever forced to place a zombie in a location and there's no more spaces left, that means the space will be overrun and 1 character at that location will die. At the non-colony locations, we will add 1 zombie for every single character that is there. So Mike chose at the police station, so we'll add 1 zombie there. Ashley is at the grocery store, so 1 zombie shows up there. And Talia is at the school, so 1 zombie shows up there. Now, this area is filled, so if we have to add another zombie and Talia's still there, she will get overrun and killed. These 3 locations will not get any zombies added to them because there's no characters there. Remember earlier we made noise here with Ashley, so we're going to check to see if that attracts another zombie. We're going to roll a die, and if we roll a 1, 2, or 3, a zombie shows up. 4, 5, or 6, nothing happens. Let's see what we get. We got a 1, so a zombie will get added, but because we put a barricade there, instead of adding a zombie, this barricade prevents it, but the barricade is removed. Now we check to see if the main objective has been completed. We only have 2 tokens, we need 8, so we do not resolve, well, it's not completed yet. And now we go into a new round, so this goes down. We now have 4 turns to complete this scenario. Okay, so we're going to start this round by revealing the crisis. And this time the crisis is despair, which we knew that. So we need medicine equal to the number of non-exiled players. So we need 2 medicine. And if we fail, we will lose 2 morale. Okay, so now it's time to roll our dice. But because we have 2 new characters, we get 2 more dice to add. So we're going to put all of these in here and roll them all up. And let's see what we get. Hopefully lots of high numbers. I'm going to re-roll this one that's on top because I don't think that's quite fair. Alright, we got a 3. So those are our dice for this round. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is use up one of these 6-point dice to have Ashley search at the grocery store. Now she's going to search at the grocery store, but earlier when we resolved this noise token, I was supposed to remove it after resolving it, so that'll be gone. And we're going to search here. And actually, I could make a noise because we got a food and we do need food, but I think I'm going to make 1 noise and then we're going to look at an additional card. Oh, a food 3 card. So we'll keep that, and then this other one will go down to the bottom of the deck. So this will go into our hand. Since it's a free action, I'm going to go ahead and have Ashley build a barricade for free there at this location. That'll prevent a zombie from showing up there. I'm going to go ahead and spend a 4 to have Mike use his search at the police station. Mike searches and he will find a walkie-talkie. Once per round, you may reduce the unused action die of another player by 1 to increase. Alright, so this doesn't matter since we don't have other players. But this is actually good. It's an equipment card and we need that for our not-so-secret objective. So we're going to keep this in our hand. Alright, I'm going to have Mike use his sniper rifle to take out one of these zombies over by Talia. So that one's gone, and because of the scenario, we're going to roll a dice. See if we get a token. We got a 4, so we get another token, and we'll add that over here. I'm going to use one of these lower dice, these 3, to have Talia search at the school. She searches and we find a baseball bat. It's an equipment card. Equip once per round. When performing an attack with the survivor, you may kill 2 zombies instead of 1. Oh, that will go great with the ninja. He'll be a zombie killing machine there. Alright, we need to remember though, for our not so secret objective, we do need to have at least one weapon card and 2 equipment cards in our hand, not in play, in our hand, in order to succeed at our objective. So I think that baseball bat that we just got, I'm going to hold it into my hand for a little while. Another reason for wanting to keep this baseball bat in my hand is if I add it to Mike, he'll be killing a lot of zombies, and we may end up getting a lot of tokens, which will rush the end of the game, and we're not ready quite yet for the game to end. We want to get the pieces of for our objective, so we're gonna hold off on equipping this right now. I'm gonna use this to have Mike search again at the police station, and he will find a fuel. Do I want to make noise and search further? No, I think actually we're going to keep that fuel. I'm going to use Sophie's ability to look at the top card of a deck, and I'm going to use it at the grocery store to see what's next, to see if it's worth having Ashley search there. There's a junk card, which is not that good. Oh, but it's an equipment card, so we can use that to fulfill our objective there, so we'll keep that. Oh, actually, we can't keep that. We leave it on top of there, but we can search for it later. I'm going to take a risk and move Sophie to the police station since she's better at searching. So let's roll for exposure and see what happens. She gets a wound, but she still gets over to where she was going. We add a wound to Sophie. We're going to spend this 3 to have Sophie search at the police station. Let's see what she finds. A FNSLP shotgun. Equip once per round. When this survivor performs an attack, kill 2 zombies instead of 1. Do not roll for exposure. If possible, place 1 noise token at this survivor's current location. Man, that's really good, but I think we're going to hold it because we have to have a weapon in our hand to complete our objective. So we'll just store this in our hand for now. So it goes in our hand, and since we're going to get an equipment card at the grocery store. So actually, I think I'm going to equip Mike with this baseball bat right now. So now he's equipped with a bat and a sniper rifle. I'm going to use one of these 6s to have Mike attack at the police station. Since Mike is equipped with the baseball bat, he's going to take out 2 zombies, which means we get to roll 2 dice to see if we get tokens. A 4 and a 5, so that means we get 2 tokens. We'll just add those over here. And now we're at 5. We're 3 away from completing the main objective. We still don't have enough to complete our not so secret objective, so we're going to use one of these 6s to search with Ashley Ross at the grocery store. She searches there and gets that junk card that we saw earlier, so that will go into our hand. So now we have the weapon and 2 equipment cards in our hand to complete our not so secret objective. So now all that's left is to complete the main objective. So we're going to spend our last die to have Ashley kill one of these zombies there. But we have to roll the exposure die to see what happens. And it is the tooth, the dreaded tooth. So Ashley has been bitten by one of the zombies and automatically dies. As a result of Ashley dying, the group loses a morale. But because Ashley did kill a zombie, we get to roll to see if we get a sample from it. So let's see if she died in vain or heroically. We get a token from that. I'm getting very lucky with those. Alright, we get another token and we're 2 away. Poor Ashley is gone, but at least she did some great work for us before she went. Now we're out of dice to use, but there's some things that we can still do. For instance, I'm going to spend this 3 food card to add 3 food to the food supply. I'm also going to use Talia's special ability to look at the top 2 cards of the crisis deck and put them back in any order. So I'm using Talia's special ability over here, and we'll look at the next 2 cards. Overpopulation, which we need food, and then there's illness where we need medicine. Well, we're about to spend some medicine, and that's a little bit hard to come by, so we're going to put the illness down and then leave the overpopulation on top. And while we're thinking about it, before I forget, let's go ahead and use the 2 medicine cards that we have and contribute those to the crisis here to avert it. Okay, now I think we're out of things to do, so let's go to the colony phase. First thing we have to do is pay food. We have to pay 1 food for every 2 colonists. We have 4, so we have to spend 2 food, and we'll pay that right now. Let's check the waste pile. For every 10 cards in here, we'll lose a morale, but I think we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're only at 6 cards used up there. Now we resolved the crisis, but as we did already, we contributed the 2 medicine that we needed, so all of this will get discarded. Now we add zombies to the colony. Since there are 4 colonists, we're going to add 2 zombies. Again, we start from 1 and go in order, so we will put 1 here and 1 over here. Now we add a zombie at each location for each survivor that's there. So there's 2 people at the police station, so we're going to add 2 there. There's well, Ashley was here, but she's gone. Talia is here, so we're going to add a zombie there. Now that area is full. That's a little bit in danger. And this one had a noise token there, so we're going to remove the noise token, and we're going to roll to see if a new zombie is added. A 1, 2, 3 adds a zombie. We rolled a 1, so a new zombie is added there. Okay, now we check to see if the main objective has been completed. It has not, because we only have 6 tokens. We need 8. So that will fully end the round, and now we have 3 turns left to complete the scenario, but we're pretty close. So now let's reveal the crisis. We already know what it is. It's the overpopulation. We need food cards here equal to the number of non-exile players, which in this case is 2. So we need 2 food cards here, but we also need some to feed our colonists, so we're in a little bit of trouble there. Okay, it's time to roll our action dice, but because we lost 1 character, we lose 1 of these dice. So we have only 7 this time. We're gonna go ahead and roll these now and see what we get. And again, this one's on top. Man, I want to keep that to 6. I'm gonna re-roll it just to be fair. And we got a 3. That's not too bad. I can use that. So right now, since we basically have our not so secret objective already completed, all we got to do is kill a bunch of zombies in order to complete the main objective. But we still have to survive all the way to the end of the round, which means having to survive this crisis that's going on. So we're going to need some food cards. I've been holding on to a fuel card in my hand, so I'm going to go ahead and use that now. That'll go to the waste pile to move Talia all the way to the grocery store without having to roll the exposure die. And then I'm going to have Mike Cho use his sniper rifle to kill one of these guys there. And we do get to roll to see if he gets a sample from that. We got a 4. We got a sample from that. So I was going to have Talia search, but before that I'm going to spend 1 of these 3s to have Mike attack with his baseball bat at the police station. Alright, well, his baseball bat allows him to take out, we'll take out these 2 twin zombies there. But that will let me roll 2 dice to see if we get some samples. We just need 1. We're at 7 samples, so we need a 4 or greater on any of these. We got a 4 and a 3, so we got 1 sample out of that. Okay, so there's the last sample we need. We have the 8 we need. Now all we need is to get a bunch of food and survive to the end of the round. Talia has a search of 1, so I can basically spend all my dice searching at the grocery store because it has a high likelihood of food and get everything that I need. So let's see. Our first search will reveal, hey, look at that, a food card that has 2. So we'll keep that. We'll spend another die to search again. This time we get some outsiders. We don't really want that. I'm not going to make noise, so we'll hold on to that. I'll spend yet another search, and we get a medicine card. This time I think I'm going to make noise, so we'll add a noise token there. And let's see, we'll look at an additional card. There's a food 2 card, so we'll keep that and put the medicine underneath. So we've done 3 searches. We have 3 more actually, so we will search again with her, and there is a medicine card. We'll have to keep that because I don't want to make any noise. We'll do another search, more outsiders. We have to keep that, and we have 1 more search to do, so we will go ahead and do it. And we found a wrench, which isn't what I wanted. Do I dare make noise? I don't have a way to kill anything, so I have to keep that. So we'll just add that to our hand. So I was looking for 2 food cards to contribute to this overpopulation, but I also needed another food token in order to feed our colony. So I'll contribute these 2 food cards because we're at the end of the game. I'll contribute them to the crisis, and I'll show you what happens when the colony does not have enough food. So we're ending the round here, and we're supposed to have 2 food tokens because we have 4 survivors, but we don't have enough. So what happens instead of spending any, we spend none, but we will add this starvation token there, and then we lose a morale for each starvation token in the food supply. So our morale goes down to 4. Let's check the waste pile. We lose a morale for every 10 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're good there. We resolved the crisis. We needed 2 food cards here, and we have them, so we get rid of all of this. Time to add zombies to the colony. We have 4 survivors there, so we're going to add 2 zombies. 1 to space 1 and 1 to space 2. Now those spaces are full, but they're not overrun just yet. Okay. 2 zombies will show up over here at the police station where Sophie and Mike is, and 1 will show up over here where Talia is. And because there's a noise token, we need to roll to see if there's another one. We rolled a 5, so another one does not show up. Even if it had shown up, we have a barricade there, so that would have just stopped it right there. And then there's no more survivors out, so no more zombies show up. And now we check the main objective. So we have the 8 tokens that's required, so we complete the main objective. Had we run out of rounds, or had our morale go down to 0, we would have lost the game. Additionally, if we didn't complete our not so secret objective, then we would have also lost, but we did fulfill it. So to complete our not so secret objective, we needed the gun and 2 equipment cards, which we have a weapon here, or a gun, and 2 equipment cards. Now we must name the zombie killing robot, so that is up to you guys to go down in the comment section and name that zombie killing robot. Thanks for watching this playthrough of Dead of Winter. Again, I remind you, if you want to check out the rules for this solo variant, I had fun doing it. You can check down in the description box below, and I have a link to where you can find it. And guys, please go into the description, into the comment section rather, and just let me know what you think, what you like about this playthrough, what you didn't like, and you know, and if you like the scenario, the solo variant, we can forward some of that information to the guy who created it. So guys, thanks for watching. It really means a lot. Please be sure to check in the upper right hand corner to see the link to this, to other let's plays of board games that I've done. And guys, until next time, see you soon.